Select Selectronic Premier. We recommend that the installation be done in the following sequence. Fix the shower to the wall. Plumbing, electrical connections, commissioning. When deciding where to place the unit, a few things need to be taken into consideration. The shower must be plumbed to the cold water rising mains, and electrical have its own separate, permanently connected supply from the consumer unit via a double pole isolator switch, either ceiling pull cord mounted out of reach of the shower user or wall mounted outside of the bathroom. The unit must not be mounted directly in the path of the spray from the handset. The handset could be used over a sink for hair washing. The handset does not come into contact with the used water in the cubicle, bath or basin. A hose retainer is supplied with the accessories. Remove the 4 cover screws and lift the cover off. Having determined the direction of the inlet water main supply and cable approach for the installation, top, bottom or rear or any combination, it's necessary to remove the appropriate section inserts. Plumbing. If you're replacing an earlier model of the Redring Selectronic, you'll need to remove the appropriate backplate section, subject to whether the mains water plumbing approach is either top or bottom entry, options A or B. For surface-mounted top entry for plumbing, remove and discard section C. And for the bottom entry option, do likewise with section D. Electrical. If on installation it's the intention to use YT2 conduit trunking to conceal the surface electrical cable to either the top or bottom entry points, then the following backplate component will need to be discarded, allowing for the conduit to fit into the backplate. Option E or F. If the installation requires the use of 10mm or 16mm cable up through the bottom entry option, then you will need to remove the appropriate backplate section G, as shown. Changing the operating mode, temp lock or normal. On the extreme right-hand side of the PCB, midway up, is the 4-way temp limit slider switch. Please note, the Selectronic Premier is factory set with the temp limit slider switch set at locked position 1. You have the option of choosing from any of 3 different lockable temperature settings, plus normal operation position from left to right. Change the switch to the desired temperature control position. Please note, the temperature lock light on the front cover of the shower will not illuminate if normal position has been selected. Changing dip switch default setting. On the PCB directly to the left of the transformer, there are 2 sets of vertically arranged dip switches. The top set of 3 are not to be changed. They're used for software configuration. The second set of 3, mounted directly below, are shower control feature setting options and can be set to suit the requirements of the user. Please note, the Selectronic Premier is factory set with the dip switch set as follows. 1 at 0, fixed flow, 2 at 0, preset startup, 3 at 0, flow limited to 6 litres per minute max. The function and options for each dip switch are Dip 1. This is used to select Eco Power Save. Fixed flow. With the dip switch pushed to the left, the shower will save power. As the temperature is reduced, the shower will use less power. Eco Power on. Maximize flow. When the dip switch is pushed to the right, the shower will use maximum power at all temperature settings. Eco Power off. Dip 2. Preset startup. With the dip switch pushed to the left, the shower will start up at a preset temperature every time it's used. Previous setting. With the dip switch pushed to the right, the shower will start up at the same temperature as the last time the shower was used. For example, If the shower was set to digit 4, 39 degrees Celsius, when it was switched off, then it will start up at digit 4 the next time it's used. Dip 3. This is used to select Eco Water Save. Flow limited to 6 litres per minute max. When the dip switch is pushed to the left, the shower will prevent high water flow rates. The shower will not supply water at a flow rate greater than 6 litres per minute. Eco Water Save on. The temperature is unaffected. This selection meets the sustainable home water consumption requirement per person for showering. Flow limited to 9 litres per minute max. When the dip switch is pushed to the right, the shower does not restrict the flow rate. The shower is capable of supplying water at a flow rate greater than 6 litres per minute. Eco Water Save off. Choose a flat piece of wall to avoid the possibility of distorting the backplate and making the front cover a poor fit. Hold the shower vertically against the wall and mark the top hole first. Drill the hole to take the rawl plug provided, taking care to keep dust away from the shower. Put the top screw in first, leaving it proud by 5 mm approximately. The shower can now be hung on this screw. Position the shower so that it is vertical, then mark and drill the other 2 holes. Then fix the shower to the wall. Plumbing connections. Plumbing to be carried out before wiring. Do not use jointing compounds on any pipe fittings for the installation. Do not solder fittings near the shower unit, as heat can travel along pipework and damage components. Compression fittings must be used to connect to the inlet of the shower. Note: we recommend that a WRAS, Water Regulations Advisory Scheme, listed isolating valve be fitted between the rising main and the unit. This will allow the unit to be serviced without having to turn off the house water at the stop valve. The unit can be connected to the mains cold water supply. This must have a minimum running pressure of 0.07 MPa, 0.7 bar or 10 psi, and a maximum pressure of 1 MPa, 10 bar or 145 psi. This unit can be fed from a header tank, provided this has a minimum head of 7 meters, 23 feet. Important: before completing the connection of the water supply to the inlet of the shower, flush out the pipework to remove all swarf and system debris. This can be achieved by connecting a hose to the pipework and turning on the mains water supply long enough to clear the debris to waste. A blockage in the waterways, particularly the spray plate of the handset and solenoid valve, will prevent the unit from working correctly. The shower is designed to have an open outlet and should only be used with the fittings recommended by the manufacturer. Installation procedure. Turn off the water supply either at the main stop valve or the isolating stop valve. Remove inlet cover and side access trim plate section complete with seal. Connect the mains water supply to the inlet of the shower via 15 mm copper, stainless steel or plastic pipe using a 15 mm compression fitting. The inlet fitting is designed to rotate through 180 degrees to allow for either top, bottom or rear entry fitting. Important: the inlet fitting must be used in the bottom fitting position for rear fitting. Under no circumstances must the inlet be rotated 90 degrees and the pipe fitted directly. The shower has not been designed for this method of connection. Installation note: the inlet fitting is designed to enter a compression fitting only. Do not use push-fit connectors, as full engagement cannot be guaranteed. Do not use excessive force when making these connections. Installation note: if installing a water feed pipe from the back, the use of a soldered elbow connector is recommended. It should be positioned approximately 87 mm from the inlet connector centre. The centre of the inlet connector to the wall surface is 21 mm. Make sure the back plate is square on the wall and tighten the retaining screws which hold it to the wall. Turn on the mains water supply and check for leaks in the pipework connection to the shower. Note, at this stage, no water can flow through the unit. Important: using a suitable sealant, always seal around the incoming pipework through the wall to prevent water entering the wall. Electrical connections. The electrical installation must be in accordance with the current BS 7671 IEE wiring regulations and Part P of the building regulations and/or local regulations. The unit is designed for a single-phase 50 Hz AC electrical supply. Please check the rating plate on the unit to see what details apply to your unit. A means for disconnection in all poles must be incorporated in the fixed wiring in accordance with the wiring rules. We recommend ceiling switches. The cable size required is determined by the kilowatt rating of the shower and the distance between the shower and the consumer unit. The cable connected to the appliance must be fixed wiring and should be stripped back as shown to connect the cable to the terminal block. Ensure that all the retaining screws are very tight and that no cable insulation is trapped under the screws. Replace the inlet cover and side access trim plate section complete with seal. Important: connect flying lead from PCB to rear of the front cover. Replace the front cover and fasten in position with 4 screws. Commissioning. Ensure the water and the electricity are switched on to the unit. Press and hold the cooler button until confirmed with one audible short bleep. The digital display will illuminate with a capital C. If the button does not respond, ensure that the flying lead from the PCB has been connected to the front cover. Allow the unit to fill and wait for the water to come out of the handset. Then press the Stop/Start button, turning the shower off. Confirmed with 3 audible short bleeps. Restart. Press Start/Stop button in the centre. Confirmed with a single bleep. Check that the outlet temperature increases to a comfortable temperature. Check for leaks. Press Start/Stop button to switch the unit off. Confirmed with 3 audible short bleeps. This completes the commissioning. Easy to use, easy on the eye, easy on the environment, and last but by no means least, ever so easy to install.